How does one begin a movie? How does one nurture an idea into reality? How does one unite people to create a masterpiece? How does one overcome the obstacles that come with it? How do the underdogs win against all odds? And finally, how does one end a voiceover?
Hey, I'm Jacob Nash, one of the directors for The Great Rescue.
You know me, I'm Mason Metters, the director of the action film of the century, The Great Rescue.
The Great Rescue was just our little brainchild. We never expected it to do so well.
Our film has gone down in history as the film for winning the most Oscars in total. 24.
24?
I don't even know how we managed to win animated short film, but we did.
We did.
We did.
And you definitely deserved it. I myself watched The Great Rescue the night it came out. But I gotta know, how do you do it?
I've always had trouble coming up with words for things, which made writing the script fairly difficult. In fact, at times it was probably the hardest part of production.
We've had the idea of The Great Rescue since before we were born, I guess. Actually, films has been, it's always been a part of my family. We actually own cameras from like 1000 BC, I think.
Didn't even know they made them back then.
Like I said, the idea has always been with us, but it hasn't been molded and perfected into the masterpiece it is until today.
The idea for The Great Rescue was all Mason's idea. In fact, it was him coming to me with this unprecedented idea of a movie that really got me into film. And in fact, it changed my life. I mean, before I had the bubonic plague, I was a weak little lad, I was pathetic, and I was single. But now, I'm cured. I have blazing abs. Still single though.
It was challenging. The filming was. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed filming. I enjoyed the job, but it was pretty hard at times. I actually started eating whole pizzas for breakfast because of the stress that came with it.
I've always enjoyed filming. There's just something about holding a camera in your hands that feels good. It just feels right. And I get to do it with my Ame. Just to do filming stuff. What's not to love? One day though, one of our props fell over, and it was really awful.
It was one of the new props we got. And sorry. Give me a minute.
It was terrible, but we persevered. We pushed on. I mean, what else would we do? Like Beethoven fighting Muhammad Ali in the fields of Waterloo.
The prop was a major setback, but it, in a way, hardened us. Actually, after the incident, our actors became seemingly addicted to finishing The Great Rescue.
And we truly did have a great group of actors for this movie. I mean, John Jimmy Johnson playing Dr. Chad, Ethan Zimmerman doing Alexander the Great.
Oh, and you cannot forget everyone's favorite villain, the Rizzler, played by
so good.
DeMarcus Demetrius, James Bartholomew III. Fantastic to work with.
It's amazing.
Amazing man.
Amazing.
Yes.
And of course, you can't have a good movie without good music, which obviously was done by yours truly. So very often, music and films use common tropes, which we stayed away from so far away. Never would do, right?
No.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely not.
Because we were both musicians, the music was of a special and extreme importance to us.
It was.
And because of that, we avoided the cliches commonly used by the films of lesser individuals, such as pizzicato, to indicate a severe lack of brain wrinkles.
The editing was, in and of itself, not too much of a challenge, aside from that one time. It was pretty smooth sailing, though. It was Mason doing most of the editing, though, because, I don't know how.
I love editing so much. In fact, I actually married an editor because I love editing so much.
And she is so fine.
She is. Like I said, the editing did go pretty. Aside from the one incident. In all, the editing only took about 677,804 hours, 31 minutes, and 19 seconds.
It's pretty good.
Not too bad, not too bad.
And it's kind of crazy. I mean, despite The Great Rescue being the first thing either of us made, it became our magnum opus. It's insane.
It is.
Mason went on to win a Nobel Peace Prize for tripping and falling at a concert, accidentally creating an artificial black hole, and simultaneously time-traveling to ancient Rome, where he became an insignificant peasant. He later died decades later after choking on his own spit.
Jacob lived on to be 167 after inventing a life-lengthening chapstick. Wowzers! Let's let him become president and became a ruthless dictator. Uh-oh. He then died from a fallen coconut while on his way to Geneva to be tried for being a very naughty boy.